Yo, what's going on? I'm Malika.
And I'm Chuck.
And this is another episode of The Match Show.
The martial arts talk show.
And today, we're going to be talking about UFC 117, Silva versus Sonnen. A crazy night of fights.
Nuts fights.
Nuts.
It was a stacked card, and it lived up to its full potential.
It did live up to its full potential. Crazy fights all over. But we're going to be starting off with heavyweight division. Roy Nelson versus Junior Dos Santos.
Yes, big country. I had faith in him. I thought his experience was going to pull off the W. But Junior Dos Santos is banging, and stand-up banged him out of the fight.
Yeah. Caught him early in the fight.
Yes.
And basically put Roy Nelson on survival mode the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
That was a crazy fight. But showed us a lot of heart from Roy Nelson.
Yes, it did.
Sticking in there all the way to the finish with all the punishment that he was taking.
Yeah.
But it also showed us, again, how deadly Junior Dos Santos stand-up is. Just power in those hands.
Yeah.
But brings up the next question. He's a #1 contender, and he's next in line for a title shot. The winner of Brock Lesnar, Cain Velasquez. What do you think about that?
Again, it shows you how weak the UFC's heavyweight division. You know.
Let's come right out and say it.
Yeah. He hasn't fought a good wrestler yet. He hasn't been on the ground since he's been in the UFC. I don't think.
That's true.
One time. You know, he hasn't had to fight off his back. So I think when, you know, it comes time, like if it comes time where he has to fight on his back, I can't even tell you, you know, my opinion on how his
Either way it goes, Brock Lesnar or Cain Velasquez, he's gonna be fighting an elite wrestler,
yeah,
which he's never fought before.
Yeah, he hasn't fought a
Brock
wrestler.
Lesnar's wrestling on a whole nother level from everybody else in the weight division.
Yes, best
and
wrestler.
Cain Velasquez is just relentless.
He's also a good wrestler.
He doesn't stop. Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, we're going to actually see his ground game, and he's a Nogueira student.
He says he got a ground game.
Yeah, so let's see.
You're going to get taken down in that
Let's
fight.
see it.
We're going to see how you react. We want to see that. That's going to be a crazy fight. It was a crazy fight for Junior Dos Santos. Good fight for Junior Dos Santos.
Good job, Junior.
Good job. But another fight in the heavyweight division that took place that night. Stefan Struve against Christian Moorcraft.
Rhymes with Warcraft.
Rhymes with Warcraft. Heavyweight division. Son.
Yeah, it was a good fight. You know, you can see that Christian Moorcraft record of 6-0 going into the fight was legit. You know, he was a really good fighter. But Stefan Struve,
Got him.
Yeah, he got the comeback. KO.
Moorcraft, you know what I mean, he wasn't in the best of shape, you know, as big boys, you could tell. But he was dominating the whole fight up until he got knocked out. He was going in for the kill. Animal factor.
He had that animal factor, and that also gave him, you know, what was his downfall.
He lost, you know what I mean, lost concentration for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Stefan Struve took advantage and knocked you out. Crazy fight, though. I can't wait for the next fights for these two heavyweights.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who they're going to fight next. But moving on to a fight that we thought was going to be fight of the night in the lightweight division. Two crazy guys. Clay the Carpenter Guida against Rafael Dos Anjos. Crazy fight.
Yes. The Carpenter Fireball.
Do work.
He was banging. He came out the banging brawl, and it was a great fight for him.
It was a great fight.
You know, I give props to Rafael Dos Anjos. He kept his composure through most of the fight, but he was beating him in the exchanges.
I think so.
But Clay Guida, he hit the haymakers, the power shots.
He got more of the power shots.
Yeah,
right there.
the kick and the punch to the head.
I agree. I was impressed by, you know, Dos Anjos coming in there. He kept his composure. He looked good. He was getting the better of the, you know, exchanges, but Clay Guida was hitting him with the big shots.
Yep.
Hurt him, injured him, and ended up tapping him out. You could tell it was a legit tap. You could tell that he was in pain. You could tell the look on his face. He was really in pain.
Yeah.
And after the fight, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, I think it was legit, and obviously he was hurt. I think he was him as a fighter. Fighters know if they can fight or not, and he's a warrior, so he's not gonna make up no biznatch excuse
Biznatch,
to get out of that fight, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it was.
He got hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see who both of them fight next coming up. You know what I mean?
I think Guida should fight Gomi.
Chucky wants everybody to fight Gomi in the lightweight division. But moving on to another fight, a crazy fight. Nobody thought it was going to end this way in the welterweight division. Matt Hughes, Ricardo Almeida, two veterans of the sport, been doing it for a long ass time. Really good fight.
Yes, that ending, I couldn't believe it. I jumped out of my seat when I seen him pass out like that.
Yes.
Matt Hughes, you can see that he is evolving as a fighter.
Evolving.
You know, he's trying to step up his game, and he's putting it more into his arsenal. But I really think he just needs to let his hands go now. I think that's about it. He just needs to work on his striking and let his hands go.
Yes, Ricardo Almeida was getting the better of him. He was, staying tight, staying close, peppering him.
Yeah.
Got careless, got caught by Matt Hughes. But that was a nice one, a hard one. You know what I mean? Matt Hughes helped him to sit down, and he helped him to go to sleep.
Yes.
Basically.
I think he sang him a baby song before he passed him out.
He was singing to him before he passed him out. Overall, it was a crazy fight. I want to see who they match up Matt Hughes against next. I want to see where that's going.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to retire on top. No. But that was a crazy fight. But next fight we're going to be talking about another fight in the welterweight division. But this time it was for #1 contender status. And next in line for the title shot, John Fitch versus Thiago Alves. Crazy fight.
Crazy fight. You know, it was basically a John Fitch fight.
But first thing we got to talk about is the fat ass that is Alves.
Yes. How do you not make weight by half a pound?
Half a pound.
Half a pound.
Half a pound.
There's no excuse for that.
There's no excuse for
that. If you're not going to make weight, just don't make weight.
Go spit. Go take a piss. Go take a dump.
Yeah.
Shave your pubes. Something. Half a pound.
Yeah, I could cry half a pound with one tear.
You had trouble before. This is a recurring problem. It's not the first time. His big ass, for some reason, he wants to be the fucking Hulk going in there. He's had trouble making weight before. One of the biggest fights coming in to get #1 contender status in the welterweight division again. And you don't make weight.
You mess it up.
You gotta walk before you can run. You gotta make weight before you can fight.
Yeah.
That's the rules. I mean, because if he won that fight, I don't think he would have been #1 contender to get a shot.
No.
Just because he didn't make weight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But John Fitch, good performance, dominating performance.
Good job, John Fitch. You know, he came out there. He fought like he's always fought. There's nothing you can really say about it. That's a John Fitch fight.
What you do.
Yeah.
He's done that to every single opponent that he's fought, except GSP. The only loss that he got, I mean, real impressed with John Fitch.
Yes.
Just did what he does.
Yep.
But
now we're just waiting for, Koscheck versus GSP. I think if Koscheck were to win, then, it just depends on the way that if you were to beat GSP, if GSP is going to want an immediate rematch or not.
That's true. But if Koscheck wins, would the two teammates fight each other? I think so. I think the way that both John Fitch is and the way Koscheck is, they're going to want to go in there and find out who's the best.
Yeah.
Do it for the fans.
Do it for us.
Do it for us.
The fans.
But we got to wait for the GSP Koscheck fight. We're going to wait a while for that bad boy.
All right.
But moving on to the main event, the one that everybody's been waiting for. So much talk coming into this fight. Everybody, and it came to a head in the main event of UFC 117, Silva versus Sonnen. What are your thoughts about that fight?
Chael Sonnen, you backed up your crap talk.
Backed it up?
Yes, and people were telling me today that, that he was whooping Anderson Silva's ass. There's a difference. Anderson Silva wasn't getting his ass whooped. Anderson Silva was getting worked. Chael Sonnen, as much as he was taking him down, he was tagging him in the face, in the stand-up. He, which is crazy for Anderson Silva. He wasn't really doing any damage. When he had him on the ground, he wasn't going for any haymakers. he was going for elbows, but they're like love taps.
I like the way you put that. Anderson Silva got worked, and that's what it was. You know what I mean? But to me, Anderson Silva, I don't know if you guys notice it, but maybe somebody talked to him before the fight. You know what I mean? Talking about some money.
Yeah.
Something.
He was in Oakland, so they're gonna be like, hey, you're going down in the 5th round.
I mean, because to me, you're going down. To me, it looked like he could have done that at any point in the fight.
Yeah.
Because it was there the whole time. Because that's what Chael Sonnen was doing the whole fight.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva was getting work for the whole fight, but he put it out with less than 2 minutes left in the championship rounds, and that's why they call it the championship rounds.
Yeah. Because that's where champions show their true colors. You know, he came out there. It didn't really even look like he was trying to submit him in those first 4 rounds.
Looked like he wasn't trying to do anything in the first 4 rounds. It looked weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Looked kind of sketchy. But, you know, that's why he's the champ.
That's why he's the champ.
He can finish the fight anytime he wants to.
In the championship rounds. Yeah. That's why they call it that. Anderson Silva is still the champion.
Yeah.
Crazy fight.
You know, and you can tell by the faces who was dealing the damage.
Yes. That's
Anderson Silva. Just a little, and it was done.
It was. But Anderson Silva won. Overall, it was a crazy night of fights. Lived up to the excitement. Lived up to everything that was said about that fights. But let's move on to our awards of the fights.
Yes.
The UFC gave awards, but we want to give our own awards. Starting off with the KO of the night. Who got KO of the night for us?
Stefan Struve.
Stefan Struve.
Comeback kid.
He also got the KO of the night for the UFC too. I think he prefers that a little bit more because that comes with, what, 60 Gs?
60 Gs.
I mean, I would prefer that award more, but we give him the KO of the night. Moving on to submission of the night. UFC split it up, Silva and Matt Hughes. Who do you think gets the submission of the night?
Submission of the night, which wasn't even a submission.
Wasn't a submission.
He passed him out.
Passed him.
Goes out to only Matt Hughes.
Only Matt Hughes, because nobody expected it to finish like that. Slept them. Crazy. Moving on to the next award. Fight of the night. Who gets your fight of the night award?
Fight of the night award goes to Anderson Silva.
That was a tough fight. That showed heart.
Yes.
Both fighters. And it was a crazy fight all around.
It went almost the distance.
Yep. And moving on to our last and final award, the most important award that we give out here at the match show.
Yes.
The Fugglied Up Award that was renamed
the John Howard Award
after the last UFC. The John Howard Award.
Man.
Who gets that award?
Stefan Struve.
Stefan Struve.
Man. Two-time winner.
Two-time winner on the match show. That's pretty special. First time that ever happened. He went in there looking like Stefan Struve, came out looking like Jay-Z.
Albino skyscraper like that he is Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's, huh?
Oh my gosh.
But yep, that was our awards, and that was our recap of UFC 117. Still another fight coming up in August. Yep. We ain't done with August, people.
Nope.
BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar 2. Another night of crazy fights.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Can't wait to see that.
Lights out Tony versus Couture and Edgar versus Penn.
Edgar versus Penn. That's gonna be crazy. But check us out on our preview show, blog video, where we preview that, and also our blog post where we break down the main event, breaking down the battle. But that's gonna be it for now. The review of the UFC 117 Silva versus Sonnen on the Match Show.
The Martial Arts Talk Show.
Check us out on blog.thematchshow.com. And that's all for now, folks. Shoot.